tough weekend at the office and tough afternoon. First half everything went right, and second half they just got a run on you.
Yeah, look, we could probably take the first half of the Friday night game, put them together the first half and have two great halves and have a 60-point win.
That zone certainly caused some havoc in the third quarter. They got on a big run and then the crowd got into it.
Yeah, it did give them some momentum. And look, the first play of the second half where we busted the ball loose, a frivolous pass down the floor would have taken the game out to 17 points and would have completely silenced the crowd. We take it easy out of half time. And then they come back and Maddie Garrick sticks a three and gets her. She had 0 points in the first half and 14 points in the second half. You know, we allow her to get going.
Twice in one weekend, Simon, you must feel like you were living the same nightmare all over again.
Yeah, no, there's no question. There's no question. And Nio and I were just talking, you know, when we come out from half time, we need to have a different procedure because we're not coming out from half time switched on. You know, I'm a pretty good coach that I can have a system that works for only a half and then I can turn it off in the second half. You know, that's just ridiculous. The players have got to apply themselves and come out in the second half and be attacking, and we certainly weren't attacking.
Why does that change? It's a theme. It happened on Friday night. It happens again tonight. Are the players not sure of what the focus of the offence is meant to be?
Well, I mean, look, we had the problem against Adelaide where they played zone. Then we knew Dandenong we're going to play 75% zone the next game. We made the corrections at training, we come out and we smack them. So we make the adjustments, they learn the adjustments, and then we come out and then repeat the same mistake and don't take the learnings from the previous games. It's something we've got to address really quickly because there's no point playing a good first half and there's no point playing in halves at all because the game's played in 4 quarters and, you know, it doesn't matter who hits the first bucket, it's who hits the last bucket.
The difficulty of being on the road early, 2-game weekend, you would hope to win 1 game at least. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, look, but this is not a tough road trip. This is drive down the freeway. We had Friday night at home and we drive down here on a Sunday afternoon. It's just driving Miss Daisy. It's not. This is nothing compared to next week. We play Dandenong and then we hop on a plane and fly to Townsville. This is easy. This is not really a road trip.
No, I didn't mean a road trip. I mean on a 2-game weekend. You definitely want to win at home.
Well, Melbourne had to go to Adelaide. Melbourne had to go to Adelaide and they've backed up and played their 8th quarter for the weekend better than we've played our 7th and 8th quarter. So it's very disappointing.
No, what was the mood of the group after the game?
It was pretty somber. We had it in the bag, in my opinion. We started out great, we looked great, and then we just fizzled out.
The third quarter, Nio, you went in with a 14-point lead. Things sort of slowed down to start that third quarter. You were able to maintain the lead around 10 points. Against Sydney, it sort of happened the same way in that there was probably an opportunity that you could have put your stamp on the game as a team and you didn't. As a player, do you get a sense of that maybe having an opportunity let slip?
Yes, it's definitely frustrating. I think that we really need to change something. I think it's a matter of when we come out of the locker room going into the third, we have to come out with a mentality that we're down, not that we're up. I think right now we are just too comfortable when we have a lead. Simon,
a little bit about the league. We're 3 rounds in, everyone's lost games. We've seen some really interesting results this weekend. It's going to be a tough competition for everyone.
Well, I mean, Adelaide showed you, you know, in the last quarter on Friday night, when they get their thing rolling, you know, they can score points. And they're considered to be the 8th team. Well, you know, they're not going to go through and not win a game. And then everyone else, it's all even. So if they knock off a couple of the top teams, it's really going to upset the balance because just like last season, I reckon something like, you know, 15 or 16 wins could make you top. Townsville losing 2 games this weekend. Who would have thought that was going to happen?
Great sign of unity before the game with both teams coming together to celebrate Michelle Tim's induction into the Hall of Fame.
I just think we're so lucky to have Michelle Timms in Australia. Such a quality person as an ambassador for the sport. She represents the WNBL well. She represents Basketball Australia well, and she's just a class act. It's so good to have someone like that, and you've got Lauren Jackson, who was here today, to have those experienced players hang around the league and inspire the younger kids that are coming through and show them there's a pathway and that it's a lifetime pathway. You know, Timsy's gone from player to coach, and now Lauren's gone from player to management. So there's a full pathway for basketball, and I think it's wonderful. I think the Boomers done a tremendous job in making that happen.
Mate, last one. Tough weekend. Big weekend coming up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dandenong are going to be a little bit fired up. They've played pretty well since we upset them. And Townsville, when they lose by 25 and you go to their place, I don't think they're going to be too keen on giving us too much. So, you won't want to give them one bad quarter because they're just going to burn you, both of them. So they're both high-octane teams. Both can score lots of points. We pride ourselves on our defence. Our defence is our backbone. And I'm disappointed that we allowed 71 points. I really am. I'm not happy about the 71 points today. And so for us, we've got to keep them at a score that we can beat them with. And that means great defence, great position, great rotations and helping the helper. And if we can do that, if I can do that again on Friday night against Dandenong, I think that'll give us the impetus for a great result against Townsville. I think the Friday night game is the key.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.